All right, y'all, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Just real quick, man, I want to get this video out the way. I've been trying to do it for a while. I just want to share what a day looks like for me. And the reason I'm doing this is it's mainly for newer people, people that's new to the channel, people that's on the fence, not sure about getting into this type of work. I know they have a lot of questions because these are things that I was thinking about before I started. So I just want to kind of show you a full day. Because a lot of you are used to your 9-to-5 schedule, and you know, when you work your 9 to 5, and then you're off. You're pretty much off. You don't have to really deal with work anymore. You're done. You know, you got paid for the work you did, and that's it. Even on the weekends, you know, you do your job, and then come Friday, you're off, and you know, over the weekend you don't do anything. You just spend your time with your family, and then reset on Monday. So, as a business owner, operator, independent contractor, it's very different. This is not the same. There are no days off, and it kind of has to be like that. If you want to be successful, you have to be willing to work 24/7, pretty much, every day of the week. And I personally love it. Some people don't want to have that type of pressure. You do have to constantly make money. So like, you can't really, if you do take time off, you need to have a plan. Like, you need to have some, you know, if you don't have any income during the time that you're off, you need to have enough money saved to cover you during the time that you're off. So anyways, not gonna get into that too much. That's the reason why I'm doing this video. I'm not gonna like record myself and show you me doing this stuff. I'm just gonna explain my day so you can kind of get a picture. So basically, the itinerary is I'm gonna go through my day. And then the second thing I want to do is kind of explain my earnings and why it's so important to think for yourself. You have to. In this type of business, you have to think for yourself. I'm going to kind of prove that point. And then at the very, very end, I want to share a YouTube video that I came across. A lot of people kind of, you know, say, you know, they like my attitude. They like the way I approach things. And that didn't happen overnight. Like, I had to learn how to think the way I do and not be afraid to be different and think for myself. So anyways, that's gonna be my last point at the end. So the first part of the video is gonna be, I took my kids to the rodeo and stock show, which is every year in San Antonio. They have a rodeo and kind of like a fair. That's every year. I think it lasts for about a month, 3 weeks to 4 weeks, something like that. So I actually took my kids over the weekend. We went the year before, no, 2 years ago, and then they wanted to go again. So one thing I love is financially, I'm able to do a lot of things that I had to say no. You know, everything costs, and you know, ticket prices is crazy, but I wanted to get to a point where when I want to reward my kids or do something with the family, I don't want to be like, oh, we can't do it, I'm sorry, I ain't got the money. I am not in that situation anymore. So it's a lot of things that we're able to do that I normally would say no, sorry, maybe next year. So anyways, that's playing in the background, and then after that, I'll be showing you guys some of the orders I've been doing throughout the week. Been very busy. Wake up time. Wake up time is between 6 a.m. and 6:30. That's kind of like my routine. My old job, I had to be at work. By the time my kids get up for school, I'm already on my way to work. So now I'm in a position where, you know, I get up, I can eat breakfast with my kids. I can actually take them to school if I want to. So I'm there for them every morning. They're kind of used to it now. Absolutely love it. I know there's a lot of people that start work early. Like, you do roadie orders at, you know, 4 or 5 in the morning, whatever. I think they come out at like 5 in the morning. Here in my market, roadie is not great paying. It's not worth it. I've done orders that paid like $16 for, you know, in another state, that same order would be like 40 bucks, $45. Definitely not worth it for me. Every once in a while, there will be a good order, but because of traffic is a big issue. The morning commute and school traffic, it's a nightmare. So any order I get, it's gonna take probably almost an hour just to get there, and then another hour to do the order. I am not gonna spend 2 hours to make, you know, 30 bucks or 20 bucks, whatever it's gonna be. So for me personally, it's not worth it. I know some people do it, they could deal with it. It's not worth it for me. So my start time for me is between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. That's when I try to get out there, and you know, any job that comes out around that time, that I'll take it. My work day in this vehicle is between usually between 9 and 1, or sometimes 9 and 2. So we're looking at 4 to 5 hour day. And why is that? It's not about being lazy. It's not about not wanting to make more money and all that. It's about working smart. Time is very precious, and that's something I learned. A lot of you guys could probably relate to this, but time is money, and I cannot stress that enough. You do not want to waste time, because when you waste time, you're gonna miss out on money. So that's why I'm always in a rush. Every order, I'm trying to get it as fast as possible and drop it off as fast as possible. So for my market, I can only speak for my market, those hours between 9 and 1 are usually the busiest as far as the gig apps. That's when the most of the higher paying cargo van loads will come out. Car orders, they kind of come out all day, but right around 1 o'clock, maybe 2 o'clock to the latest, those orders start to die down. And if you're still out there trying to make money, you're just gonna be out there. So for me personally, through experience, I've learned that the windows that I work, it's not about being lazy or anything like. It's about, that's the most money I'm gonna make between those hours. If I do not reach my goal by like 2 o'clock, I hang it up. I have a plan B. I'm not gonna waste my time. Traffic picks up again, school's letting out, and I'm not gonna spend an hour trying to get to a pickup and another hour to the drop off for a $30, $40 order. It's not worth it. So that's the reason why I work those short hours in this van. A lot of times I do reach my goal, I make my 200 a day, and I'm good to go. But I have a plan B. So once I complete my work day and I get home, the very first thing I do is usually eat, because I'm usually hungry. When I'm out there working, I don't really have time to eat. There's been times it's been busy, so busy that I couldn't even use the restroom. Like I had to hold it the whole time until I got home. So I like those days though. I like being busy. I like rushing. I like having, you know, order after order. But yeah, I'll get home and I'll eat. After I eat, the next thing I do is I upload the video from the content that I took. I upload it from my GoPro camera onto my computer. So that process could take between 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how much content I have. So for me, I wear my body cam not just for YouTube. I actually wear it, you know, just to cover myself for deliveries. So I recommend that if you don't have a YouTube channel, you should still wear a GoPro. It's gonna help you, it's gonna protect you when there's a complaint. They're not gonna listen to your side. They're gonna take the customer side every time. So you need to have the GoPro. So my content, I have about 3 hours of footage from the day that I work. So I have to take all that content, I put it on my computer, and then I take it from my computer and I put it on my phone. The reason I put it on my phone, because I can edit on my computer, and I do sometimes, but I like to put it on my phone because sometimes I have to go mobile. You know, sometimes my kids got a game or we got to go somewhere. When it's on my phone, I can continue working on it and editing my video. As to my computer, it's not mobile like that. So once I complete the transfer, 30 minutes to an hour, I then transfer it from my computer to my phone. That's usually pretty quick, about 10-15 minutes. And then from that point, once I get everything on my phone, I use my editing software, and I have to go through 3 hours of content, and I have to try to narrow that down into a short video. Most of my videos are 20 to 30 minutes long. I have tried to cut them down, but I don't want to leave information out. I did cut out pickup. So normally I don't record the pickup. That does cut my videos down. But I usually show my delivery, and I also use that time to explain what I'm doing. I like to explain what I'm doing, what app I'm using, how many miles I'm driving. Like that stuff is important, especially for someone that's, you know, trying to learn about this business and everything about it. I used to share my pay, but that was just became a distraction because everyone wants to tell everyone else how much they need to make or what order is good, what's not. you have to decide what's good for you. You should know your expenses. So all you need to know, I try to make 200 a day. I'll let you know if I made it or if I didn't. That's all you need to know. So the editing itself is the longest process, and I personally, I know some people will be like, oh man, all you care about is your YouTube channel and this and that. Yeah, I do. I actually do care about my channel. I try to be good at whatever I do, and if I'm doing something that makes money or potentially could make money, I'm gonna try to be as good as possible. So YouTube, I take very seriously. It actually is part of my business because I'm documenting my work. And so I was able to add YouTube as the money that I get from YouTube, it goes into my business bank account. So that is a business earning. It's part of my business. And that's based on the advice of my accountant. So keep that in mind. So it is a business. It is work. It counts as work. It's just no different than someone that works from home. It's work. So 3 to 4 hours is the average. I've had videos where I've had to edit even longer than that, but 3 to 4 hours is average. That's editing. If you've never edited a video before, it's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of self-motivation. I can't tell you how many times that I'm like, man, I do not feel like editing this video. And a lot of people will pay someone else to do it. They pay someone to do thumbnails, all that. I'm not knocking that. I personally, if I can do it, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna save that money. I'm gonna do it myself. And also, I may get good. You know, I may become good enough where I might be the one getting paid to do somebody else's. So I like to learn any and everything. And if I could do it myself, I will. So I edit my own video, and I'm talking about everything. So every transition you see, every, text, every pop-up, everything is, carefully edited, and it takes a lot of time, especially going through 3 hours of content. And everyone that creates content, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So once that's done, video's done, I then have to upload it onto YouTube platform. So that will take another 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how long the video is. Once that's done, I have to create a thumbnail. So the thumbnail will usually take me 15 to 30 minutes, depending on what I'm trying to do. My thumbnail, I don't make clickbait videos. My thumbnail, I try to show you what it's about. Like, I'm showing you in the thumbnail what the video is about and what the content contains. So if I put 3 hours, I worked 3 hours and made $300, that's exactly what I did. It's not clickbait. That's what happened. So if you're interested, you're gonna click on it. If you're not, you're just gonna pass by. So I don't try to entice people to click on my videos. I'm just telling them this is what the video is about. So if I made $44 and that's it, I'm not embarrassed to tell you that, because this is part of my business. It's part of me sharing my true journey, and I'm not afraid to show that. I will show you I only made $44 today. You need to know that. So now at this point, I'm done uploading the video, and I try to spend time with the family. So it's starting to get pretty late now. I spend at least an hour, hour and a half with my kids, playing games, video games, throw the football, whatever, eat dinner, all that stuff. I definitely try to make time for them. Not done yet. So after I do that, now it's time to finalize the video. So the video is uploaded on YouTube. I have to put a description in, I have to add the thumbnail, and then I also have to place ads. So when I first started YouTube, I did not know that I could place the ads where I wanted. There's a lot of people that don't like the ads. Unfortunately, you just got to deal with it, because that's how the platform is free for everyone, and that's how YouTube creators get paid. And they definitely deserve the money they get, and ads is the way to do it. So unless you're gonna pay them personally, enjoy the free content and just deal with the ads. So when I first started, YouTube was placing the ads for me, and they was putting like 5 ads in a 20-minute video. So I do understand that is annoying, I get it, but there is a recipe to the ads, and you want to place them at least within 10 to 15 minutes. Every 10 to 15 minutes is going to be an ad. That's the way you're supposed to do it. So most of my videos only have 2 ads, and I strategically place them. I try to place them so that it's not disrupting the video too much. But if you can't deal with 2 ads, I don't know what to tell you, because I'm not ever going to take them off. So once I complete that process, I did the description, uploaded the thumbnail, placed the ads. Then I have to watch the video all over again. I got to watch the entire video to make sure I did not make any mistakes. Every once in a while, a misspelled word or something will happen, but most of the time, I'm pretty good at double checking my work. So once it's all done and complete, then I set the date when I want to upload the video. So that process, just YouTube alone, we're looking at 5 to 6 hours of work. Now, it's getting late now. And let's say it's a day that I only made $120. Well, I have a plan B, and that plan B, I get in my 2013 Chevy Sonic and I go out and I do food orders. I've been doing food orders for over 3 years, and we have here in Texas only the absolute best food paying gig app in the world, Favor. And I'm not trying to promote them or nothing. I'm just telling you, they are the best, absolute best. So this was the weekend promo this past weekend, and this is the type of pay that they give. It does not compare to any other food app that I know of. I've been on Grubhub, I've been on DoorDash, Skipcart, all these other food apps, Uber Eats. Nobody pays like them. So if I'm short, I can make my money. I can make my 200 a day. So a lot of people think, if I didn't make my 200, they don't know that I still made my goal later on that night. So I don't record it, I don't document it. I did do a video on that before where I took you guys with me, and I showed you guys it's super busy at night, and I can make that money within 1 to 2 hours easily. So that's another 1 to 2 hours that I'll spend at night. I like working at night because there's no traffic. It's super busy, everybody's ordering, and I'm back to back to back doing orders, and I'm getting paid like this. Once that's done, I get home, it's really late now, kids going to bed. I gotta go in my office and I gotta do what most family men gotta do, gotta pay the bills, right? So I'm working on my bills. Thankfully, I pay my bills online with bank pay, so that saves me a lot of time. So I only spend about 30 minutes paying bills. I work on my bookkeeping. I've changed my bookkeeping. There's a couple things I learned from last year that I implemented this year. And just to touch on it really quick, I use Gridwise. Gridwise, I use it to track my miles and my expenses, gas expenses only. I did not track anything else. That was a mistake. So what I do now on Gridwise, I track my miles, I track all my earnings and all my expenses. You could track everything on there, and it'll print it out for you, tax form at the end of the year. I also implemented, and I learned this from the Gig Geezer. I want to thank him for this. He has showed on one of his videos an Excel spreadsheet that he uses. I implemented that into my business, and I absolutely love it. I highly recommend do a paper log. So do your own mileage sheet, manual mileage sheet, Excel, and do your expenses and do your earnings. So you cannot go wrong with that. You cannot rely on these apps. They're great to have. It's a great tool, but that's all it is. If you rely only on the app, I've had issues with Gridwise. Sometimes my phone will lose connection and it'll stop tracking my miles, or I have to reboot my phone or something, and I'll forget, oh, I gotta restart Gridwise. There's been times I drove so many miles and it'll say that I only drove like 50 miles, and I'm like, I know I drove way more than 50 miles. So you can't go wrong if you do your mileage, track it manually. I highly recommend that. So I have an Excel spreadsheet for that. That's something I learned from last year. And then I try to do 30 minutes to an hour of research. I try to learn something every day, whether it's reading articles. I like to read about other people that are successful business owners, and I read about how they got started. And they all have the same thing in common. One of them is they believed in themselves. They believed that they could do it. They didn't have any doubt. And then they did it. Like, they did what they needed to do to become successful. And I love reading those stories. It helps motivate me. And then also just learning. I'm going to change my mind 100 100 times a year about what I want to do. But being a fleet owner is something that I do want to do, and I'm already studying. I'm researching, you know, what do I need? What type of insurance do I need if I have, you know, more than one vehicle? What if I hire a driver, a 1099 driver? You know, do they just fill out a W-9? That's it? Like, how do I pay them? You know, what apps, what should I use to pay them? Like, I'm learning that stuff right now. So when the time comes, I'm ready. I'm already prepared. That's what you should do. You should be researching and trying to learn something every day. And then I watch tons and tons of YouTube videos. And last but not least, I work on my business. I have my own business. I have another business. I haven't told you what it is yet. I will be sharing it, but I work on that business at least 30 minutes to an hour every night before I go to bed. And so basically, long story short, I am working from sun up to sundown. And it's not all about the money, it's about building. And everything that I'm doing not only makes money, but it has the potential to make more money. So I'm willing to put in the work, even if the pay doesn't add up. It's gonna pay off eventually. So anyways, when it's bedtime, I'm in the bed about to hit the sack. That's when I really have time to respond to comments. Comments is very difficult to respond to because they come all different hours, day and night, early in the morning, and I can get behind really quick. And I try to respond to every comment, but I just can't. So I have told you guys before that I'm no longer responding to comments only, because that's what it is. It's just a comment. And you know, I don't want you guys to feel like I'm ignoring you or I don't care about your comment. I read every single comment. Eventually, I am going to implement this. I will not be responding to comments. I will be responding to questions only. The questions are very important to me. I'll make sure I answer those. But I know I've been responding to comments still, but eventually I am going to implement that. So if you do not get a response, it does not mean I did not read it. I read your comment, but it is just a comment. So don't expect me to respond. And that's anyone that has a YouTube channel, they know exactly what I'm talking about. It's very difficult to respond. So that's my day. I didn't tally up how many hours that is, but it's a lot to deal with. So it's kind of a mixture of personal, but a lot of business. And the fact that I added another business to my cargo van business, I'm busy every day, all day, even on the weekends, and I'm never not working. I just want to reiterate why it's important to think for yourself and why what I'm doing works for me. And no disrespect to people that think that there's no money in this. Like, I don't even know what to say anymore. So I had posted a short. It was me. I drove 20 miles, delivered 40 cans of paint for $90. And somebody thought that, you know, that's not worth it. You know, that's not, you can't make a profit with that type of pay. And they list, oh, you have insurance and you have gas and this and that. And I understand what they're saying, but it's like, why are you saying that to me? Why are you saying that on my channel? The reason I usually respond to those comments and is because not only because the comment is directed towards me, meaning that I did not make a profit on that order. So basically, why are you showing us that? Because that's not profitable. That's what they're saying on the comment. And the second thing is, I respond to those because I don't need to, because I know what's profitable for me. But there's somebody out there that's new to the channel or just looking into this, and the attack of the mind that's the weapon that the enemy uses. The enemy has used that weapon since the beginning of time. They attack the human mind, get you to doubt, and there's nothing has changed. That's the same thing in this business. If you let people attack your mind, your thinking, your mindset, and put doubt in your head, that's going to affect you. And it's like a virus. It spreads like wildfire. You have to kill it right away. And I don't disrespect the person that thinks like that, because I know that that person is looking at it based on their financial situation. It's not profitable for them, so therefore they think it's not profitable for me. But they don't have enough information to say that, you know, that's not a wise thing to say to someone that you don't know their expenses, you don't pay their bills. And when I allow them to say that on my channel, there's other people that are already on the fence, and they see that comment, and then that puts doubt in their head. They already are doubting themselves. Oh man, that's not profitable? I thought it was, but I guess it's not. Oh yeah, insurance and gas. So this kind of ties into why you have to think for yourself. Stop letting people tell you what's best for you. You absolutely have to do that. Like, I can't see anybody being successful if they allow people to think for them. So I just want to show you a couple examples. I can only speak for me, and I'm gonna just bear with me 1 second. So I had a job, a regular job, where I did deliveries. I made $20 an hour. On average, I made between $1,200 and $1,400 every 2 weeks. I have doubled my income since I got this van. I make over $1,200 per week, not every 2 weeks. So I have doubled my income. So I told you guys I made $20 an hour, okay? On average, and this is my slowest week. Like, when I have really slow week, I have made $40 an hour, okay? And this, I track this on Gridwise. So that's my worst weeks. I make $40 an hour. On mediocre weeks, right? Somewhat busy, but not the busiest, I have made $60 an hour, and sometimes even $86 per hour on 1 week, right? And on a really good week, I have made up to $103 per hour, okay? And this is working 3 to 4 hours a day. I don't even work part-time. This is less than part-time. That's what I'm making. So that's for me. So it is insane when somebody says that it's not profitable for me. Okay, if you're speaking of yourself, that's one thing. Or if you're, you know, but when you're telling other people what's profitable for them, that it just sounds ridiculous to me. And I can only speak for me. So that's my earnings, right? That's my average. So my worst is $40 per hour, and my best weeks are over $100 per hour. I want to show you 2 jobs I did over the weekend. I actually had 3 jobs over the weekend. I did a delivered as well, but I'm not even going to count that. Not even going to count that one. I'm going to count. So I did a dolly where I delivered 1 washer. That job paid, I drove 3 miles for $103. I don't care what your expenses are. If that's not a profit for you, I don't know what's going on. Like, your expenses is too high. You need to get that under control. The second order I did over the weekend, I did a TaskRabbit job. This lady had me move 2 of her TVs, a 75-inch and a 50-inch, I think. Very easy, lightweight, little flat screen. That job, I drove 8 miles, and I charged her my flat rate of $75. And I drove 8 miles for $75 to deliver 2 TVs. I think I had another one. Oh, I had another dolly, and this was a late night dolly, like 7 at night. I'm at home chilling. This is what I love about what I'm doing. You got a 9 to 5, it's Friday night, you got off work, guess what? You're not gonna make no more money until Monday. I'm sitting at home chilling. We looking for a movie to watch with the kids, me and the wife, chilling. My phone go off. Somebody needs to pick up a desk that they purchased off Facebook Marketplace. I drove a total of 8 miles, and I'm talking about from my house to the pickup to the drop off back to my house. 8 miles. Delivered this desk right here, and got paid $82 to drive 8 miles. Like, I don't even know what to say, man. Like, if this is not profitable for you, I don't know what's going on with your expenses. I just don't understand it. This is amazing. I mean, I literally made $82 in 30 minutes. That's just some examples. I have a lot of examples like that, but you know, I understand that everybody's expenses are different, but that's my point. A lot of people, they come on this channel and they like to spread that negative mindset because something's not working for them. If it's not working for you, doesn't mean it's not going to work for me. So people like that, I would have more respect for your comment if you said, you know what, I'm really glad, Big CJ, that you know, that was profitable for you, because here in my market or in my situation, that's not profitable for me, and here's why. You know, I paid this much and this much. Like, you gotta make sense. You know, when you just say it's not profitable, but there's like, you have nothing to show for it. Like, I need you to explain why that order is not profitable for me. You see what I'm saying? It's different if you're speaking for yourself. You know, if you admit and say, hey, you know, that's a great, I'm glad you're happy with that order. I wouldn't do that order because, and then da 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 da. You know, like, you gotta stop trying to tell other people what's good for them. I am making so much money right now, and it may not seem like it because a lot of people don't understand. $200 a day is excellent pay where I live. And I have not only doubled, if not tripled my income. I'm saving $300 to $400 per week. And that's based on my personal financial situation. It's not like everyone else. So I just want you to picture this. Think of your situation. You should know how much you need to make every day, every week, every month. Think about it right now. Think about your personal situation. And then, I'm not going to tell you how much I get, but this is one of my passive incomes. Let's just say, as an example, let's say I give you $2,000 per month. Every single month, on the first of the month, I drop $2,000 in your bank account, tax-free. Now, just think about that. Your personal situation right now, how much would $2,000 every month in your account help you with your business? You know, what would you use that money for? Would you use it to finance a vehicle? Would you use it to, you know, pay your insurance? Like, how would it help you financially? How would it affect your workday? You know, would you still have to make X amount of money every day? Most people, if you look for a job, a regular job, the first thing you're going to look at is how much does it pay, right? Like, who's going to do a job that doesn't pay enough to pay their bills? So I've done my homework. I know exactly how much I need to make based on my situation. So every order I do is profitable for me. And I'm talking about super profitable. Again, I told you guys, people that do gig apps, there's people out here that have regular insurance. They paying $30 a month. If they live in my state or a state like mine where they're paying gas is $2.79. Gas is not an issue. I fill up once a week, $60 once a week. So I don't know why people are so like locked into these expenses. Like, they're so ridiculous. They're not. That's just, I'm telling y'all, don't let people manipulate your mind and your thinking. That I'm telling you, it's going to affect you. You got to block that out. You got to do your own research, know your market, know what you want to do, figure it out, write it down, know how much you need to make, and just do it. It's that simple. It's very profitable. I would do those orders every day, all day, and I am profiting. I am making more money than I ever have. It may not seem like it, but I am. I'm telling y'all. So I just want to end with this. I know this video is long, but this is very important to me because, like I said, I do it in the defense of people that are weak-minded. There's a lot of people that are weak-minded and they get intimidated really quick. And I'm strong-minded, and I did not become like that overnight. It was a process to think the way I am. It was a process to be that guy that's different, you know, that's willing to do what other people won't do. I had a supervisor that told me I wouldn't make it. There's no way you're gonna be the owner of a cargo van, you know, and run your own delivery business. There's no way you're gonna do that. We'll see you in 2-3 months. You know, that came from a supervisor. So if I let that affect me, my thinking, I wouldn't be here. I would have gave up right away. Oh, you know what? You're right. It is gonna be too hard. And that's what they told me. It's too hard. It's too much paperwork. It's too, you know, too much liability. Too many licenses you gotta get. All the expenses. You ain't gonna be able to afford this. And they put all that in my head. But you know what? I blocked that out and I said, no, I got a plan. I'm gonna stick to it. I want to do this. I'm gonna do it. You know, that's what you gotta do. So anyway, I'm gonna end with this. So, and this is how how I operate, because a lot of people have mentioned about they like the way, you know, how I approach things and my attitude and my mindset. Some people appreciate that, and like I said, it didn't happen overnight. So I came across this YouTube video, and I obviously I came across it for a reason, because it really ties into what I'm saying. I'll put the link in the description. Check it out. I'm not gonna show all of it. I'm just gonna show kind of clips of it or screenshots of it. But basically, there's a group of people, they did an experiment, and the experiment involved people in an elevator. So basically, I'm trying to make a long story short, but the person they were doing the experiment on was a female. It's two different females. And what do you do when you get in the elevator? You walk into an elevator. The first thing you do, you turn around, you push the button, right? What floor you want to go to. And most people will back up to the wall. You face the door, right? Or, you know, if it's crowded, some people will stand to the side, right? They'll stand on the side door. On the side wall. But most people face the door, right? Nobody faces the other way. You face the door so you can see the numbers, you know, what floor to get off. The door opens, you walk straight out. That's just like normal behavior. You do that automatically. You don't even think about it. It's just normal. So they did an experiment to see how they can manipulate somebody's thinking. And so the test subject goes in, and there's all the people in the elevator, they're all actors. They're all in on this. So they come in and they all face the back wall. They're facing the back wall, not the door. And the girl, she's facing the door like normal. So of course, she's, you know, you could tell, you could see in her body language that she was very uncomfortable, like trying to, you know, she's processing in her head, like, what is going on? Like, why is everybody facing the back wall? She looks back at the wall, like, is something on there? Like, what? So everyone's like just talking and acting normal, right? Like nothing weird, nothing weird. And there's actually a girl right in front of her, like staring at her. So it's very uncomfortable. Like, why is everybody's facing me? So anyways, you know, they go to the next floor, the door opens, the next person comes on, and that person also faces the back wall. So this is completely not normal. Like something is going on. And the girl, you can see, she starts like fumbling with her purse and all that, and she's getting very antsy. And so as the door opens and closes back and another person comes on, she starts to turn. And now she's like sideways. So she's not all the way turned, but she's kind of like sideways. And she's still looking around like, you know, like, is there something, like what's going on? So eventually they go to the next floor, and they keep doing that process. And before you know it, the girl is facing the back, I mean, literally facing the back wall, just like everybody else. And I was just like, wow, like that was crazy how it was that quick. Like it took a couple minutes for that person to change what's normal to them, right? Like it's normal behavior, and she completely went against her own thinking, her own judgment, and followed everybody else because everybody else was doing it. She's, well, I don't want to be the oddball, so I'm going to do it because everybody else is. And that is the exact opposite of what I am. And I had to learn to be like that. It's very uncomfortable to go with things that are unpopular. If everybody's saying this and everybody's doing this, it's very unpopular to go against that. And I had to learn to do that. And I honestly, I have to give credit to God. He gave me the will and the strength to do that. And I love it. Like, I absolutely love being the oddball. I love being that guy in the elevator facing the door, and everybody's looking. I'll be like, what y'all look? Why is everybody facing this way? I'm an ass. Like, what's going on? You know, she didn't say nothing. She just did it. I'm not doing it, you know, because it's not normal. This is not, it's not normal. It's not right. I'm just trying to give you an idea of my mindset and why I think, you know, you absolutely have to think for yourself, because if you let people manipulate your thinking and your mind, because that's what the enemy does since the beginning of time. He attacks your mind. He wants you to think different, doubt things. If you do not think for yourself, you're going to end up like that girl in the elevator, facing the wrong way. And you don't even know why. You're just doing it because everybody else is. So I just wanted to give that example of how my mindset is and why I think God is going to continue to bless my business because I have that mindset. That's what his people do, man. We don't follow the crowd. You do what's right. Simple as that. Do what's best for you and think for yourself. Like, I cannot stress that enough. You absolutely have to do that. All right, y'all, so I'm done. I know the video's long. I appreciate those of you that did stick with it. I'm sure a lot of people not interested in what I said, but I do, just to end it, I'm gonna do and say things that you do not like, you don't agree with. I know I had mentioned about the Texas border and illegals on one video, and I mentioned it because of the truckers. There were truckers headed to the border. That was the main reason I mentioned it. But you know, I personally, like, a lot of people think they know me. You don't know me. You don't know how I think. I am not into politics. I am not left, right. I'm not red, blue. I'm part of God's kingdom. I don't care about what's going on here. All I know is the Bible will be fulfilled, and whatever's gonna happen, gonna happen. But people get so upset, and I don't understand that. Something happened, because a lot of people changed. And I know when I was a kid, when I grew up, when I was in elementary school, man, I had Mexican friends, I had black friends, white friends, Asian, and Indian, all that. And we used to clown each other. I mean, we used to go in on each other. We used to say the most racial stuff. We used to talk about each other, mamas, all that. But you know what? Nobody cared. Like, it wasn't a big deal. Nobody was sensitive. You know, it was just fun. You know, it was a time when people just did not care. They really did not. And I don't know, man. It just seems like something's happened. Something changed. And the same people in my same era that used to be like me, used to not care about stuff, those people are the most active. They care about everything you say, everything you do hurts them. And if you don't agree with their views, they butthurt and they don't want no part of you. And I just don't understand that. I don't understand that. I mean, I thought that's what makes America one of the greatest places, because you can express yourself. Obviously, people are not going to agree on everything, but I mean, if somebody doesn't have your views, who cares? Like, why is it a big deal? You know, why do you got to be so upset and angry? And those people, there's a lot of people that's from my generation that's like that. And I'm just like, when did you change? Like, you need to reassess yourself and figure out, why do you care about this? Like, why does that, what does this mean to you? Like, why is it a big deal? You know, the reality is there's a lot of things that's going to happen in this world, and it's just going to happen because, like I said, the Bible will be fulfilled. So there's a lot of things that used to be wrong is right now, and things that are right are wrong, and all that, it's all in there. It has been predicted, and it's happening right before our eyes. But who cares? Who cares? If you're not part of this world, who cares? Let them do what they're gonna do. The Bible is very clear about who's running this place. So I'm just saying, man, if you don't like it, this is your time to leave, because I'm gonna, you know, I feel like my channel is something bigger going on. It's not just about my business. And I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna say what I want. And I mean, that's just how it is. So whether you agree or not, who cares? You know, if you disagree with me, who cares? It doesn't hurt you. So anyways, that's all goes into my mindset, how I run my business. I do not care what this guy's doing. I've met probably, I don't know how many drivers in my market, been running into quite a few of them. And one thing I'll say, they all have in common, they do not care about what everybody else is doing. Everybody got their own thing going. Everybody's happy. Everybody's getting work for themselves. And who cares? Who cares what this guy's doing? Who cares how much he makes? I got my thing going. Like, that's everybody I met. Not one person have I met that, you know, cares about, oh man, the market, man, they killing the market, man. I'm tired of these people taking these low orders. That's an excuse. You got a vehicle, make money with it. That's an excuse. I respect that. I appreciate every last one of y'all that I met. The brother I met a couple weekends ago. Nice van. He left his job. He left his 9 to 5. He was doing cargo van part-time. He was making more money part-time than his full-time job. So he hung it up. He full-time. He killing it. Absolutely killing it. Nothing to complain about. Anyways, I could go on and on. I'm gonna end this video. I do have one more video similar to this, and it's gonna be all about YouTube. Very important video. I definitely want to share it because it's important. Other than that, man, that's it, man. Y'all have a good one, man, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Let's get it. Let's go. Think for yourself.